Hey everyone! I wanted to record a hopefully quick video for you guys to give you a few tips on how to track your macros when you go out to eat. So I have a lot of clients that'll text me and they say, hey, we're going out to eat at this place. What should I do? Just a few quick tips, just little things that I do that help me to stay on track, but I'm still able to go out to eat and be a little more relaxed about what I get. And this is for, if you're not in contest prep. Of course, if you're in contest prep, you have to be a little more strict. These rules can still apply, but it might be harder for you to justify certain menu items if your calories and your macros are really low. So my first tip is to plan ahead. So look up the menu ahead of time, look it up on your smartphone on the way to the restaurant, look it up on your computer, just so you have a game plan, you have an idea of what you might be able to get. And then you can look up the nutrition information. So a lot of websites have them on there, or a lot of restaurants have them on their website. If not, you can do a quick Google search. You can look in MyFitnessPal, look it up, see what you have to work with, and go from there. So what I'll do from there is I will actually go ahead and log the food that I plan to get. So like today we went to Torchy's Tacos. I looked up the menu this morning. I knew that I wanted to get these two types of tacos, and I logged them before I even ate breakfast. So then I knew what the rest of the day was going to look like. So in MyFitnessPal, hopefully you're familiar with it. If you look here, hopefully you guys will be able to see it, but I've got, let's see, there we go. So you can see for lunch, Fresh Fire with flour and Trailer Park on flour, Torchy's Tacos. We had some tea too. But so I went ahead and I actually logged those before we even ate breakfast today, and then I could plan my day accordingly. I knew that the tacos were going to set me back whatever fats, carbs, and protein, and just plan accordingly. So depending on what you get, the rest of your day might be full of chicken and egg whites and veggies. But if it's worth it to you, and if you don't drive yourself crazy trying to eat super clean for the most part of the day, so you can plan ahead that way. Even if it's dinner, just go ahead and log it if you already know that you're going to get it, so you know what the rest of your day can look like. And then you're not trying to scramble to get something, like a salad with no dressing and no cheese or anything from the menu because you only have 10 carbs and 10 fats. So that's a good way that I help plan ahead, and I'm still able to get something that I want. Next is don't be afraid to ask for modifications on your food. So if you don't want butter on your bread, or ask for no cheese, or get picky. Restaurants are perfectly happy to give you modifications on what you need. A lot of the times they'll cook their food in oil. So, if you want to save some fats, then ask for it cooked, ask for your chicken not brushed with oil. So there's lots of different ways to get creative and get picky with it. But, it is your food. So don't be afraid to ask. Next, whenever it comes to logging your food, if it's not in MyFitnessPal, so if you're going to a local restaurant, something that they don't have their nutrition information on MyFitnessPal. And one tip that I usually do, I don't do it a lot during contest prep, but if you can be a little more laid back, is I will search, and I usually use Chili's. Chili's restaurant has a wide variety of things. Most likely you can find something that is very, very close to what you're going to get at any other general restaurant. So say if we go out and I get a cheeseburger, then I'll type in cheeseburger Chili's into MyFitnessPal, and they come up with a whole bunch of different options. Cheeseburger only, no fries. So just a real quick search that took all of 10 seconds. You can see carbs, fats, protein, and everything in there. So it's a pretty general, I think it's a pretty safe bet, just depending on the restaurant. Now, if it's slathered with queso or anything extra, you'll need to count for that accordingly. But that's kind of my fail-safe. So if I go to a local restaurant and I get something that's not in MyFitnessPal, I'll usually fall back on Chili's, or I'll do a general search of, say, chicken Alfredo, and I'll decide, and this is where you have to be honest with yourself. So if you look it up in MyFitnessPal and, it's only 200 calories, I highly doubt that a restaurant's going to have something that low calorie, so you might need to keep looking. Brings me to my next point. So be honest with yourself about portion sizes. Don't be underestimating your calories, because that will only come back to haunt you later. You know, our bodies keep track of the calories that we take in, regardless of whether we admit to them in your fitness pal or not. So I always overestimate just by a little bit when I can, just to be sure, because there are discrepancies here and there, just depending on who makes the food and how big the portion sizes are, and everything like that. So be honest with yourself. Also know that they're not going to be exact. So what you get on your plate and what MyFitnessPal tells you is not going to be 100% accurate, and that's just going to vary depending on who makes your food, on the portion size, the plate that they use, you know, the amount of oil that they use, the amount of cheese, everything is going to vary. And it's also, as in, you know, whenever you're cooking for yourself, if you're not measuring out portions, things can vary. So just know that they're not going to be 100% accurate. And for the most part, it shouldn't be anything to worry about if you're not going out to eat every day. Now, say if you make this a daily occasion and you go out to eat at restaurants, even though you're still logging your food, you can be off anywhere from, you know, 50 to a couple hundred calories even per meal. So that can add up quickly if you're doing it 5-6 times a week. That can make a difference of some kind of fat loss or fat gain. So just know that, you know, I don't recommend that you do it every day. Of course, it's cheaper to cook for yourself at home, but you also know exactly what's going into your food. Also, if you are going out to eat, and say if you really, really want some type of dish or dessert, like chicken Alfredo or something like that, and which are usually very high in fat, but you don't have the macros for it, practice some willpower. Whenever they bring out your food, ask for a to-go box, put half of it away, eat half of it, account for it in MyFitnessPal, and take the rest home for another day. Or, I mean, if you don't want to eat it, then throw it away. So, you know, like I said, it takes a little bit of willpower, but it just comes down to, is it worth it? So, you know, I've done that before, to where I really, really wanted a dessert. I think it was in my contest prep. And, of course, I didn't have the fats to account for the whole dessert, which, of course, we always want the whole dessert. But I split it in half, and I think Matt ate the rest of it. But, you know, it took a lot of willpower for me to be able to only eat one half, and most of the time it's not a whole bunch, but it was just enough to get me what I needed, got my sweet fixed, and then I was able to move on, and still stayed within my macronutrient goals for the day. So it takes a little bit of practice, but you can get the hang of it. You just have to take a little bit of time to plan ahead, and you know, think about, is it worth it to you? Of course, we can always go out to a restaurant and say, screw it, I'm just going to eat whatever I want and I'll get back on the diet tomorrow. But it makes it a lot better, at least for me, knowing that I can still stick to my goals and still be able to have a taco. And this is also, you know, not condoning that you just eat whatever junk you can find to fit within your macros. Of course not. Flexible dieting is about moderation, but you also need to make sure that you're getting in fiber and all of your micronutrients each day. I mean, technically, I believe that you can see results if you just hit the macronutrients, because your body will be in a caloric deficit if you are in a deficit. But you know, the things like fiber and all of your vitamins and minerals that you're missing out on, it will come back to bite you in the butt later in life. You're going to be deficient in all kinds of micronutrients, which can lead to health problems later in life. So always keep in mind that you do need to be hitting your fiber. You do need to be hitting your micronutrients. They have them listed out in MyFitnessPal, but also just be aware that the more processed the food is, higher in, you know, butter and all that stuff that they add at restaurants, the more likely that it is going to be lower in fiber and micronutrients. So you just have to take that into account and eat a little bit healthier that day. But so there's just a few of my tips for you. Hopefully this helps, and I plan on doing a few more little tip videos like this. So if you want to see anything in particular, let me know. As always, like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel. I will be posting more of these to come. So I will see you guys later.